This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
We're a podcast. Look what we can do. We chat about films, TV, music, too. And we can talk for way too long. Mommy, wow. We're a podcast now.
Yeah. Wow, your voice.
I did a little...
Your juvenile voice.
That's my
is
juvenile
really
voice.
creepy.
Yes, it is. Yes, I did.
Thank you, Joel.
You're welcome. Welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent. What?
Oh, no.
Zach.
Well,
Zack.
Listener, we have a little announcement. After Zach's debacle last week with his...
Some people liked it.
with his hatred of both We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions.
He had a good intro.
He did have a good intro, but after that, we got some really bad, feedback from you guys saying that was very bad of him. So we put him in timeout.
Yeah. For how many weeks?
One. No, Zach could not be here tonight,
No.
so we are joined with a guest, Teri.
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, Teri. How's it
Hey,
going?
guys.
Teri Finlay. We know
back.
Teri Finlay. I know.
Teri, you were on our 100th episode.
Yes, I was.
Our first
Yeah.
ever anniversary quiz show.
Yes.
That wasn't that long ago, right?
Just 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
welcome back.
I
We're going to have
bombed
you
it.
on every 4 years, if that's okay.
Yes.
Down. That's good. That's great.
Yeah, but I was going to say, Teri, we just want to introduce you here at the beginning because, yes, Zach's fine. He's just not able to come with
Yeah.
us. But we want to bring up some comments from last week's episode, our Queen Show. Thank you for listening. Christine Western,
Oh,
Zach's mom.
related to Zach. Okay.
She said, brilliant episode. The opening is masterful. I agree with all of it. I especially agree with Joel's anger towards Zach.
Oh,
Brilliant.
she's on
Love
your
it.
side. No wonder you chose that comment.
Also, Sam Horn said, this was a tier 1 show until nobody put Under Pressure in their top 5. Not even an honorable mention. Baconsale, you didn't stick the landing. You're being docked tier 2.
For the one song?
Yes, which we did end up putting. If you look at our Spotify
It's on the
playlist,
playlist.
we all got to add 2 extra songs in there, and Under
Yes.
Pressure definitely made the cut. And then Patrick Rhodes said, Tumbling Mustard is dead to me now. Baconsale is 1/3 hosted by a ghost. Who hates We Will Rock You / We Are the Champions? To quote the venerable Joe Bluth, come on! Don't worry, I'll probably forget about it all by next Monday.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone
Did
will
he
forget
say he's
about
a
this.
ghost?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But until the next music episode when Zach makes more people mad.
Yeah. And one final comment by Tim Buchanan. He said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Queen is the greatest band of all time. Thanks for the awesome episode. Some other great songs I like: Seven Seas of Rye, The Miracle, Hammer to Fall, Now I'm Here, Headlong, A Kind of Magic, One Vision.
4 of those songs are about cats.
Probably so.
Yeah.
And then he also brings up that at the end of One Vision, they do say fried chicken, which I've always heard that at the end of that song. So yeah, thank you for listening. We had a great time doing that show. We love this new format of being able to do bands in one episode.
Yeah, it's great.
And we hope to do more down the road.
All right. But because we have a filler for Zach this week, Teri,
Yes.
we have some questions for you because
I
it
prefer
is
to call her a guest than a filler.
I say those are big shoes
Teri,
to fill.
you're
I mean,
filler.
come on.
But we have questions that we've never asked you before. You've
No.
listened since the beginning,
Yes, I have.
and we've
Yeah.
never given you the opportunity to answer these
Since the beginning.
questions.
She's already been a guest on our show once,
Yes.
but it was an anniversary show, so we didn't ask you guys
Yeah.
all the questions.
Are you prepared?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Joel.
So, Teri, we're going to ask you 11 rapid fire answers. Mm-hmm. I want you just to answer them as quickly as possible.
I can't explain my answers?
Well, briefly, but these are supposed to be quick
Is it going to be
responses.
trying to defend yourself?
No.
These are gut checks. So we just want to what your gut feeling is. Even if you don't have strong feelings, just give an answer and you'll make one of us happy. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which is better, Karate Kid or Karate Kid 2?
Karate Kid. Johnny and the crane kick all the way.
Which is worse, Star Wars Episode 1 or Star Wars Episode 2?
Episode 2.
Okay, this is going well.
Episode 1, Darth Maul's my man.
He's your man.
Yeah. Do you rate movies using stars or letter grades?
I do stars.
Okay.
Teri.
Which is the more America movie, Rocky IV or Independence Day?
Independence Day.
Yes! Is
Unbelievable.
Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
I can't pick. They're both. It's both.
Nope. You have to pick.
I can't.
Don't be a fence sitter. Make that choice.
Okay, honestly, after the last time I watched it, I said it's a Christmas movie because there's definitely more Christmas in it
Yes.
than there is Halloween in it.
This is going so well.
Wow.
Okay.
Buffy or X-Files?
But I did ask
Oh.
Santa. I did ask Santa whether it was a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie. And Santa said it was a Halloween movie.
Yeah. Santa is my man.
Which Santa? Buffy or X-Files?
X-Files, I've never seen Buffy.
Lord of the Rings or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Huh?
Which movie is more Christmassy, Die Hard or Lethal Weapon?
Okay, now I watched both of those because of you guys.
Yeah?
Because I had not seen either one all the way through.
Yeah?
And I have to say, Die Hard.
Oh, you almost got the clean sweep.
That would have been so nice. That's never happened.
There's so much more Christmas music, and
Yeah,
it's definitely
Whoa.
Die Hard. It's definitely
definitely
so
Die
much more
Hard.
Christmas. There's
Hey,
like
short answers, Joel. Let's move on. You've got her on your
There's more
side for
Christmas
the
music in
most
Lethal
part.
Weapon.
Move on.
Phantom of the Opera or Les Miserables?
Les Mis.
All right.
Eponine is my girl.
Aw. Labyrinth or Neverending Story?
Never ending story.
Yes.
Okay. And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or 10 Things I Hate About You?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, we're coming back
Well,
around.
Teri, you started strong.
I would just also like to mention she's wearing a T-shirt that says #Dare to be the villain.
Hey, that's available at tpublic.com/Baconsale.
Yes, it is. So thank you for representing Team Kent, even though you didn't really pick my side.
I actually wore this to work the other night and got a couple questions about it.
Yeah?
Nice. Thank you for spreading the good word of
I had a
Baconsale.
coworker. He's like, okay, I need to know the story about this shirt because I always want to be the villain. I'm like, oh, it's a podcast
Yeah,
I
it's
listen
the
to.
most fun. All right. Okay, let's talk about the show we're going to
That's
do
not what we're
this week.
talking about today. What are we talking about today, Teri?
Jingles?
Yay!
Commercials?
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I like how I did it with a question. Jingles?
Yeah.
Yes. So you have chosen a topic today that I think will be a lot of fun for all of us here. We're going to be talking about commercial jingles.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't know what a jingle is, millennials, a jingle is a short song or tune used in advertising and for other commercial uses.
Makes sense.
So a slogan is something you'd read.
Yes.
Even like Tony the Tiger. They're great.
Yeah.
That is a slogan.
Not a jingle.
Not a jingle because there's no music attached to it. And so we're going to be talking about these little musical jingles throughout history. Did I just say history? Yes, I did. Go, Teri.
Jingles have been around since the 16th century. In England, obviously, before TV was invented, businesses would hire roaming musicians to go and walk the streets and sing songs to promote their product to try to bring customers in to buy stuff from them.
Fresh fish guts
Yep.
today.
Who you gonna pick? Hot Pockets.
Get your plague mask from me, yeah.
Actually, it's a very good product.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the first broadcast version of a jingle was in 1926, and it was for Wheaties.
Yes.
The cereal.
I actually have a clip of that.
All right.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the
barbershop thing going on
bran.
there.
Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man.
Wheat is the best
They're
food?
crispy and crunchy
They're crispy and
the
crunchy, Ken.
whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
I've never heard this before, have you?
Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
Okay, take it easy. That's a tier 3
It's- okay,
cereal.
1926. It was the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
They were eating rocks and sticks at that point.
So Wheaties were the best food in the land.
Yeah.
And this was initially in Minneapolis, St. Paul is where this aired.
Yes.
And they noticed,
It was on Christmas Eve, too.
yeah, Christmas Eve, and they noticed that sales of Wheaties shot up in that area after they played this song because they had radio commercials, obviously.
Yeah.
But this was a memorable jingle.
Was it catchy?
Well, and Wheaties was on the verge of being like discontinued before this aired. And so with the shot up of sales, Wheaties is now still with us.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they said, hey, yeah, let's use this in national markets. So they started playing this radio commercial everywhere. And try Wheaties became the slogan or the jingle people
It
look
makes
to.
sense because, as we're going to talk about in the show, and we'll get back to history, but when you remember a song, even for a product you don't care about or you're not in the demographic for, you're always going to remember that. It's advertising that plays in your head all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, and it is just brand awareness. Honestly, you don't even have to know their product or how good they are.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you do have reviews where you can look up stuff and see kind of what other people are saying about it.
Sure.
But back in the day, it was like, oh, I should get a cereal. What cereal? Oh, Wheaties. Because I remember someone did a song about
A really
that.
sleepy song back in 1926.
Hey, back then, that was like heavy metal.
So, and then I've got the oldest jingle that's still being used today is Roto-Rooter. And it was a jingle for the radio, and then it was turned into the TV ad, and they still use part of it today.
Wow.
Yeah, with little girls swinging on a swing singing. But I've noticed, and I think you guys may have noticed this as well, is that jingles aren't used as much anymore.
No, why is that?
Because nobody watches commercials anymore.
Yeah. Well, and even then, they
Unless
said
it's like on Hulu.
Unless it's like the
ad
first
plan.
4 seconds before you can skip it on YouTube.
Right.
But even then, I was going to say that very rarely. It takes a good commercial to make me keep watching a commercial. There's
Yeah.
a couple of them that I'm like, okay. But they did a study, and they've noticed in August 2016, The Atlantic reported that the once popular jingle is being replaced with a mixture of older and recent pop music. So they're not writing their own stuff. They're just using existing songs people know and
So they're
throwing
still
them in
using
there.
music.
Yeah.
They're not just being like, in trying times like these, we understand exactly
still
what
do
you're
that.
going through.
But just to give you an idea, in 1998, there were 153 jingles in a sample of 1,279 national commercials. So 153 out of
Okay.
about 1,200 commercials. By 2011, the number of jingles had dropped to only 8 jingles out of 306.
That's a real shame.
So they're getting less and less.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this feels like comic strips to me. Like we know we did our comic strip episode.
Right.
Where we're talking about these jingles, and I bet you money, the kids out there, all you hip kids like, that we're cool like you, we listen to old stuff and you don't know that stuff.
Yeah, the nostalgia will be there for most people. And the products are still around, but these jingles may not be very memorable for anyone that's probably 20.
Yes.
Right?
Like-
and younger.
Like Zack.
Yeah. Happy birthday,
Get
Zack.
back in your corner, Zack. Anyway, but we have 10 categories we are going to be going through today of different jingles that we're going to be picking. And so we're going to go to round robin here around the room
Yeah.
and each show them. We have clips so you can listen to them. And hopefully these bring back some fun memories for you.
But let's do this.
Yes.
All right, Teri, since you are a guest and a filler, as I like to say,
Okay.
we'd like you to go with the first one. What is the first category, and tell us what your choice is?
The first category is best cereal.
Okay, the best cereal jingle. There's a lot to choose from.
Is there, though? Because I thought of so many cereal slogans and I was having the hardest time coming up with jingles. And then all of a sudden one popped in my head. I'm like, that's right.
So there's an obvious answer for
A lot
you.
of them
There
have
was.
taglines, but not jingles.
Jingles,
I've noticed.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Teri?
So, but I went really old school on mine, probably before you guys were both born.
All right, so let's hear a sample, and then you can tell us all about it.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Crispy. How do you do? Crispy Critters cereals entirely new.
I don't know this.
Sung by Danny DeVito.
No, this
No.
is that's what's his name? Jimmy Durante.
Crispy Critters.
Is it?
A good, wholesome
It's a Jimmy Durante impersonator.
The low sugar cereal with lots of crunch.
Yes, it's indubitably.
Have you ever heard this
I've
yet?
never heard this.
See, I find that you guys wouldn't know this one.
Okay, so tell us about it.
Because it's made by Post, and it started in 1963, and the cereal was, and it still was, but they're shaped in animals. They look like animal crackers in your bowl.
This is an actual cereal that's still
Yes.
sold today?
No, it's not sold today anymore.
Oh, okay.
The mascot back in the 1960s, his name was Linus the Lionheart, and he was the first advertising character balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Was
Oh,
that
wow,
was that
okay.
Linus who was singing with his Jimmy Durante impersonation?
No, because after he was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, he actually had his own Saturday cartoon for 2 years.
What? How have you never heard of this?
Yeah, because you weren't born yet.
I know, but I like retro stuff.
Okay, so he had first it ran on CBS for 2 years, and then it ran 3 more years on ABC.
Wait, now what's the name of the cereal again?
It's called Crispy Critters.
So it's wow, that sounds like Roadkill Cafe right
Yeah, a
there.
little
Right?
bit.
But even then, I was thinking Crispix or something like that. But I've never heard
Yeah.
of this. I'm gonna
So
look
it's
at
just
the
a
cereal.
plain like brand cereal, or was this?
It was oats. It was made
Okay,
out of
there's
oats. Then later they actually ended up adding some fruit flavors to it.
Okay.
the-
No marshmallows.
There was no marshmallows.
Right.
But then it ended in 1969.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
But they tried to make a revival attempt of it in 1987, and that's where that commercial's from. Is the
Okay.
1987 commercial.
but here's the thing: is I'm looking at an image here, and there's a creature with it looks like maybe like a worm with pom poms on the antennas.
Are you okay, Joel? Are you having a stroke?
That looks familiar.
I'm
like
getting
I had
there.
a childhood flashback.
So then when they made the revival in 1987, the commercial changed to a mascot of the puppet.
And that's the one with the pom poms
Yes,
on
with the
head.
pom poms, and his name was Crispy, and it was an impersonator of Jimmy Durante.
Because that looks familiar. I have no concept of this cereal, but that creature for some
This is
reason.
like weird deep dive.
it looks like
stuff.
someone from Rainbow Bright.
Okay.
See, but that was like my prime childhood. Like I
Yeah.
remember my mom begging my mom to buy me Crispy Critters so I could have it because I remember the commercials. We used to tease, there was a girl named Christy. We used to call her Crispy.
Crispy critters. Oh.
Anyways, I went way old school on you guys.
Well, that's not old school. That's 87. I was going to say I was definitely eating cereal in 87.
It started in the 60s, though.
You weren't born in the 60s.
I was not born in the 60s.
Yeah.
Trying to be older than us.
But
Yeah.
I am older than you guys.
Barely.
More than you know.
All right, Joel, what is your pick for the cereal jingle?
Like I said, I had a hard time thinking of a jingle. It was mostly slogans. And then this one came to mind. I went, that is definitely a jingle. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, they're coming. I'll make a snowmobile and zoom away.
Sounds like appropriation here.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
So they're magically delicious, as he says in there. And I love the way that jingle goes because it is a jingle that you don't really think about, but then you hear that tune, dun, 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 and you're like, oh, yeah. And even the term, they're magically delicious, you hear people say that. So obviously this is Lucky Charms, a very popular cereal, which we talked about in our cereal tiering show. The Leprechaun mascot is in almost all the commercials, and he's been around a long time. The slogan has been around a long time as well. And it's still going today. Like, they don't use the jingle as much today, but I still feel like people know it.
No, there are remixes on YouTube of the jingle. Like 3-minute
magically
versions.
delicious.
Yes.
How do you make 3 minutes of
I have
they're
no
magically
idea.
delicious?
It's electronic music. They just reuse the same sample.
It was all auto-tune.
Yes.
Yeah, in the earliest commercial Lucky Charms, they actually did no theme jingle. They just had kind of a little Irish tune in the background, but then they added words to it. If they're frosted Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious.
Yeah. This is childhood right here.
And so I hear that jingle, and it was kind of like, that's
Did they
the
never
stuff.
make a song with the hearts?
No, he always
Clovers.
just seems to, in all the commercials I watch, he just lists them.
Okay.
He's just like,
because that should be a song.
blue hearts, green clovers, and it's like, okay, yeah.
Well, that's
they
it.
Should. They should do a song of that.
They
then.
should.
We should start a band called Lucky Charms, and
That should be our one track.
Our single. Yeah.
I love it. That's a great choice.
Okay.
In fact, I looked that one up until I found one that really resonated with me, which is weird because I was tiny when I saw this one on TV.
Are you gonna brave the rapids?
Sure, after this complete breakfast, including my Frosted Flakes, they bring out the tiger in you.
Good, you'll need it.
Good. They're good.
That's the slogan.
Hold on. Oh! Show 'em what you can do.
And you. Wow. That actually did bring me back to nostalgia, kid, because I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so the Frosted Flakes has probably had more jingles than any other cereal. But this ran from 1984 to 1987. Like I said, I was young when I saw this. Each of these commercials, and that's why I kind of played the voiceover, because it would always be these teenagers like, they wanted to do a bike race, or they wanted to go surfing, or they wanted to play volleyball. And these older teenagers would always challenge an 8-year-old.
Yes.
An 8-year-old
Yeah.
eating cereal with Tony the Tiger. So there's an 8-year-old and an animated tiger.
He wouldn't dive into this lava pit.
He's like, you're not any good. Good. They're great.
And they take a bite and get courage.
Yes, and they
Wow.
always win.
I totally forgot about this.
And the teenagers are always blown away. The thing I love about cereal, we probably talked about this on this show, but I feel like they had to legally say part of a balanced breakfast.
Yes.
Because if you're just eating breakfast now, I'm eating Frosted Flakes and that's it. But they had a show like grapefruit, muffins,
Yep.
orange juice, milk.
Do you ever once in your life have a breakfast that looked like they do on those commercials?
No, I think The Rock does
like a
because he has to keep his
cornucopia.
calories up.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And Tony, obviously, we talked about this before, was voiced
Yes.
by Thurl Ravenscroft, which is a tier 1 name.
He's the voice on...
He sings You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, show 'em that you're a tiger. Show 'em what you can do. That is my cereal jingle.
That was a good choice because
That was
I completely
great.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I love it.
And I was born during that time.
Yeah, not the 60s.
Yeah. So next up, we have Best Snack Jingle.
Yeah, Joel, you want to start us off
Now,
with this
snack
one?
is a very broad term.
Are we talking candy or chips or anything like that?
I was going to say, in my mind, a snack is not candy.
Okay.
It's a snack, something that may fill you up. Whereas candy is just a treat, where it's like it's, just there for a treatness. But I felt like just from the opening note alone, this was the one to beat.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel,
It's not a top 40
you can
hit.
eat pizza anytime.
Sounds like it.
Pizza Bagel Bites. Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome
Bagel
little
Bites.
bagels.
This is
that guitar filler. Bagel Bites.
Pizza rolls all day.
Bagel Bites is a better jingle. Do the pizza roll jingle. So, Bagel Bites, invented by Bob Mosher and Stanley Garkinski. I can't say his name. Garkinski. They're in Florida, and they sold it to Heinz in a $500 million deal in 1991. So they sold these out. And then this is a 90s commercial. Bagel Bites read these all the time during children's shows always. Mm-hmm. And I remember just that beginning like that. Pizza! was one of those. Where I'm
Thank you for that.
This is going to be cool. But then, this was featured. Tony Hawk was in one of the ads, so it was pretty cool.
I remember that one.
And then I remember on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon and Meatloaf did like a dramatic
of this
retelling of that song. Yes.
Wow.
But then, Kent, I found the truth
of Bagel Bites.
That this is not an original song.
Yeah, it sounds like a remake of something.
It is. In fact, it's a remake of the McGuire Sisters' 1957 single, Sugar Time.
Sugar in the morning, sugar in the
yeah, that's it. Yeah. And once you hear it, you're like, oh, yeah.
But they don't say, sugar.
No. And they do change the tune a little bit. Like, I actually will never forgive Wingers for ruining Any Way You Want It for me.
They did.
Yeah.
Wingers ruined it.
They did.
But then they give you their beautiful sauce.
They did. And that made me sick. But, no, but then they changed the tune. Like, they just kind of tweak it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And every time I hear Any Way You Want It, I hear the different arrangement of it, and it just bothers me.
Shame on you, Wingers.
But yes, I feel like Bagel Bites is the jingle for snack jingles. In the 90s especially, that was like the call to action. You hear that, pizza! You're like, I'm running to the kitchen.
I think it's like your war cry.
That would be my war cry. Anyway, that's mine.
So I broke the rules on this one. For me, snacks are candy.
Okay, that's fine.
And
but if we do a part 2 and we do best candy jingle, you can't use this one again.
I won't use this one. In fact, I don't even consider this a candy because it doesn't quite fit. And here we go. Doesn't matter what comes. I could play this whole commercial.
Oh no, I just sat on a bench and it has wet paint on it.
We're going to roll on the bench.
I'm going to turn it into a pinstripe suit.
I just painted the bench.
Oh my gosh.
Fresh goes better with Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
They make everything better.
And if we would have done a candy one, that may have been my top choice. That was actually almost my intro, Kent.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Totally. I mean, it totally makes sense. So this song was written by John Groves. Mentos was actually run out of the Netherlands. And so when they produced these commercials in 1992, what they were trying to do was appropriate American culture. And so when you see the commercials, and I could describe a few, they're not American whatsoever. They're trying to make them seem American. For example.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So when the woman breaks her heel and she's walking and it's like lunch and there's a couple of people eating, this guy is staring at her in a business suit.
Yeah.
And then she breaks the other heel so she can walk on two flat shoes. And then he smiles at her like a creeper. And then she just smiles back at him and shows him the Mentos.
Yeah.
And it's
always the thumbs up with the Mentos, like they're like sticking out of your fist.
Exactly. Or like a young man tries to jump the red carpet to get into a movie premiere. The usher points to a sign that says press only, and then a limo pulls up. The guy grabs his camera and joins the rest of the press and smiles at the usher. Mentos.
But yeah,
most of them was like, I'm breaking the law, but Mentos.
Well, he showed them out and they're always like, oh, I get it. You're eating Mentos.
It's almost like they're kind of flipping him off by showing him the Mentos.
Family friendly.
A little bit. Like when the guy parallel parks and blocks that one woman in, and then she gets the strong guys to move the car into the street.
Blocks him in.
And then he looks outside his office window because he's like, I gotta hurry. And she shows him the Mentos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Mentos ads. And then Foo Fighters did the Mentos parody with Big Me, the music video as well. This one has a lot of 90s relevance. That's probably where it stays. I don't know if kids these days would know this song whatsoever.
That is one of the few jingles that is on my playlist.
It's on like a playlist
it's on like a music,
to.
And it comes on and I'm like, yeah.
Because it's like 20 seconds long.
Yeah.
I love it.
Choice.
Yeah, Mentos, not really a candy, so I think it's more of a snack.
Not really a snack.
Yeah.
It's not really a snack. No one says I'm hungry. I'm going to eat a Mentos.
No, except for if you have Diet Coke.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, put those in your mouth together at the same time.
All right, so Teri.
Yes.
Best snack jingle. What do you got?
My best snack jingle, I actually provided 2 different versions of it. I'm kind of cheating because there's an older one and a newer one.
I love the fishes because it's so delicious.
Goldfish.
Goldfish and I could eat them every day. And my mom says that's okay.
Okay, and is there a current version of this one?
There is.
All right, let's hear it.
The snack that smiles back. Goldfish.
That's it.
Goldfish.
That was really tight. That was very short.
It's a very short one.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, did you guys notice, though, and this kind of happened, that in the 90s, almost every brand was like, let's do like a rap. Let's do a rap version of the jingle we've done 1,000 times before.
Yes.
well, and you notice the jingles get shorter too.
Yeah.
Because they
Short
went
attention
from more,
spans, maybe?
Well, I don't know if it's that or just shorter because the shorter ones last in your
Wheaties for 30 seconds long.
the shorter ones stay in your head longer, I think, than the longer ones do.
By Menon.
Right? So Goldfish, manufactured by Pepperidge Farm, which has an outlet in Utah.
They do, up
It's-
north.
Yep, way up north.
Okay.
Go in there and you get big bags of cookies. It's the best.
For
Nice.
cheap?
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. They were originally made in Bern, Switzerland by a guy named Oscar Cambly. He made them as a birthday present for his wife, who was a Pisces.
Yes. We talked about this on our chip show for some reason.
We talked about a cracker on the chip show.
I know. I don't
did.
Let that
understand.
slide through.
You.
The smiles on them, did you know, they were not put there until 1997.
Yeah, I don't care for him.
I like him.
I don't want to snack the smiles
It's a
back.
snack that smiles back.
No, I don't care for
so,
it.
but only 40% of them have smiley faces. And
Yeah.
my daughter was freaking out. She's like, nah, they all have smiley faces. She had to go home and check.
And?
Did you count 100 goldfish just to get
She
the proper
actually found
survey
one. She's
size?
like, oh my gosh, there's no face on this one.
Good. Those are the ones I eat. I don't want my food smiling at me.
No, you want them to
No, I have
smile.
to
'Cause
know
then
the
they're happy
emotions
they're
of every
getting
food I
eaten.
eat.
And they're always happy to
Yeah.
be eaten by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know Julia Child would put them as an appetizer?
Yeah.
Sounds the loveliest.
It's wrong.
It's my Julia Child.
All right. Our next category is the best toy jingle. Now, there's an obvious choice on this one. And I didn't go with it because I felt like
You want to go hipster?
I went overall. I cheated on this one, kind of like the
You
snack
cheated
one.
on the last one.
Yeah. I'm going toys. All toys.
I wanna grow up. Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't wanna grow up.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
They got the best
I mean,
for
this
so
one
much
is
less.
just
Really flip your
legendary.
Yeah.
It's Toys R Us. Rest in peace, Toys R Us.
The biggest toy store there.
So,
Quiet commercial.
Be quiet. But yeah, so this one was written by Linda Thaler in the early 1980s when she was a junior copywriter at an ad agency. So she actually created and co-created the I'm a Toys R Us Kid slogan first with soon-to-be author James Patterson, who writes mystery novels. Kind of crazy. And then she actually later went on to form her own agency, and they created the Aflac Duck.
Aflac.
So shame on her, but
Yeah.
she's created a few very memorable slogans and songs. And I actually read an interview where they talked about just like the loss of Toys R Us and how no one hears that song anymore unless it's on YouTube.
Well, actually, one of my earliest parodies I ever wrote was when I was a kid. And that song, I knew it so well.
Yeah.
But I used to sing, I don't want to throw up. I'm a sick kid. And I would lose my Tylenol if I ever did.
That was your song?
And I thought it was hilarious. And
Parodies from the very
I sang
get-go.
it every time I was sick, I'd sing that song. Probably drove my parents nuts.
Yeah. And even when you were sick, you could sing it at like full range?
No, I was obviously vomiting as I was singing it.
Gross. All right, so Teri, for best toy jingle, what do you have?
I have two mashed together on this one.
Two mashed together.
I do.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. My buddy and me. Kid sister.
Kid sister.
Wherever
And hit the high note.
Yep.
You say she.
She's going to go is what I thought it said. I didn't ruin it.
So it was originally made by Hasbro, 1985, and it was made with the intention of a doll to appeal to little boys to teach them to care for their friends.
Yeah, it's like the buddy doll,
The
right?
buddy doll.
That gets struck by lightning
Yep.
and injected with the
Okay.
soul of a serial killer.
Yep.
Okay, my buddy came first,
Did it
and
really?
it was an
Okay.
inspiration. One of
For the buddy.
dolls, one of many dolls, as an
For the
inspiration
good boy.
for
Good,
Chucky
good
for
boy
Child's
doll.
Play.
Good guy doll.
Because Child's Play came out in 1988.
Okay.
My Buddy came out in 1985.
Did you guys ever own a My Buddy or Kid Sister?
No.
I was
Did
jealous.
anybody?
Well, the thing is,
I know people that did, but I never did.
here's the weird thing: is they that commercial was everywhere.
Yes.
I knew one kid that had a My Buddy, and I was jealous of. That
Did he
had a
take
My
him
Buddy.
everywhere?
Everywhere,
You
wherever
have
he
to.
went, he went.
Otherwise, it would kill you.
But then, like, they kind of just went out. I don't remember, like, they just kind of disappeared.
Because Hasbro did them until 1990, and then
5 years later, they were only 5 years.
yeah, and then Play School took it over, and then Play School did it for a little while. But when Play School took it over, they changed like the clothing and the kind of the look of it.
Made him to like a rap look.
So
Oh, boo.
I
The
don't know,
little
probably
tiny
not.
hat was gone.
I don't know. No, it's not,
Yeah.
it was there. It was just backwards.
Oh, no. Or sideways, because it was
yes,
the 90s.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great choice.
All right. Good choice, Terry, but I think you missed a little bit of the mark because this is the best toy jingle.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy.
Of course it's my buddy.
Yeah.
This jingle is ingrained in my brain, and I thought there's no way they're ever going to top this. And then lightning struck twice when Kid Sister came on, and I loved it just as much.
I love how it is very
There's even
gender...
a key change. Did you hear that key change?
The gender specificity of buddies and sisters.
Yeah.
Buddies are boys. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then it's a kid sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kid Sister. So
Because
yeah,
it works for the song, not for the toy.
And
Right.
I really did. Like I said, I that's the one to pick. I think it's when you said the obvious answer.
Yeah,
probably
that's
that
the
one too.
obvious one.
Well, and
Yeah.
that was like the last one that came to my mind too. I was like racking my brain, and then I'm like, I just thought of it.
And I kept thinking of like G.I. Joe and Transformers
Well, they
and My
had their
Little
TV
Pony
theme songs.
And the thing is, they basically that their TV theme song was a toy jingle because
Yes.
the whole purpose of those cartoons was to sell toys.
Yes.
So I was going to cheat with one of those, but I went, no, I'm going to go straight up toy, and My Buddy is definitely the way to go.
Even though no one owned one.
one
It's
kid
the
did,
mystery
I
of my buddy. One kid.
think. Yeah.
All right, Terry, you're going first on this next one. So what is the category?
The catchiest soda.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud.
Wow.
I'm part of
The
an
longest jingle
original
ever written.
crowd.
Yes,
If you look
but I
around
cut
these
it.
days,
Thank you.
there seems to be a Dr.
Because this is like a
Pepper
legit
craze.
song.
Yeah. They wanted this to be a single.
He's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper
So you're going
too?
for an older choice again.
Yeah, I'm old.
No, I actually hadn't heard the song up until 2 years ago. Or
Yes.
at least maybe I didn't remember it at all.
Okay, let's just talk about that real quickly. So Kent and I work together, and for one of our internal corporate jingle or corporate themes.
Like companies do sometimes.
Yeah, they have this theme, and then they do kind of a video about it and produce it. And Ken and I were dragged into this video to do a parrot. No, we weren't singing it, but we had to mouth along with this song.
Yeah, and like march in a line and dance.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it wasn't like featuring us. Like we weren't like prominent. We're kind of like in a group.
Yeah,
but still,
we
it was-
made a splash.
But honestly, when it started playing that clip, I started thinking about that.
PTSD, I know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But at
No,
the
it's
same
actually
time.
a really great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about Dr. Pepper before, as delicious as it is. But I'm a pepper.
Yes.
I'm a pepper. I don't get that.
You don't get it?
No. What is I'm a
But
pepper?
That's
Okay.
what jingles need. That they don't need to make sense.
They
You-
do.
They just
though.
need to be
Okay,
catchy.
so here's
They're
the-
magically delicious. That
You-
tells me everything I need to know about Lucky
You
Charms.
ask what a pepper is.
Yes.
I actually have it here.
It's a plant.
A pepper can be anyone and any age because being a pepper is really more a state of mind than a counting of years.
How high were they when they wrote this?
Peppers aren't weird, strange, or oddball. They are positive, self-confidence, bold, and willing to try something new. Peppers are proud and popular. So don't you want to be a pepper too?
This sounds like a personality test. By the way, I'm like an ENFP or ENFJ, one of those two.
I'm like a yellow and blue.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, I'm not a pepper. I'm not down with being a pepper.
My first exposure to this slogan was, I think it was Short Circuit 2. Either Short Circuit 1 or Short Circuit 2. But like they're trying to figure out where the robot is, and he's reading this sign, and like it pops back on the computer, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? And they're like, what the heck? And he's looking at a billboard for Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't understand, be a pepper. What is that?
Yeah.
How can I be a pepper? Peppers are what grow on the ground. It's ground black pepper. It's not a thing.
You didn't think about it that much when you were a kid.
I thought so much about this.
Do you know who
deep
the
kid.
singer was of it?
Yeah, he was
American Werewolf in London
Yes,
guy.
American Will. Yeah, David Naughton.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah.
Yep.
And good for him for doing
Yep,
that.
and it ran from 1977 to 1983.
Wow.
Yeah.
3-minute commercial right there.
Yeah. With like, and that thing is like the whole commercial is like him singing the song and then everyone joining in with him.
Yeah.
Being peppers.
All right, Joel, you're next.
My catchiest soda jingle. I challenge you all here in this room and anyone listening at home to not start to move when this kicks on.
Invasion of the Bantanas.
Your shoulder's shaking right now.
Yeah.
He's the only one dancing right now.
They go to be the guy in traction.
Show up next.
That's so nice of them.
If you're not happy,
Is this the Pussycat Dolls?
It's a precursor.
Is it?
Guy's wearing a furry hat
This
in
is
a band.
probably one of the most recent jingles that we probably have on this show.
Well, and this came out, I was going to say this. I love the Fantastic.
Wow, it's not redundant whatsoever.
But that song, Wanna Fanta, don't you wanna Fanta? For some reason, that is an earworm. That will get in there, burrow in, and never leave your head. Now, we already discussed Fanta at length on episode
Very German.
229, Pop Goes My Heart.
Yes.
But I wanted to talk about the Fantana specifically because they're a group of spokesmodels who are created to promote the Fanta brand. So in these commercials, this quartet appears to random people and then gives them Fanta, and they fall in love. The people fall in love with them.
Great story.
There have been 5 different Fantanas rosters, including the original Fantanas, the mod Fantanas, which were in like 60s outfits, Party Fantanas, and Return to the Fantanas, and then the Be More Than One Flavor Fantanas, which included the first male Fantana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Diversity. Thank you, Fantanas.
According to the
You changed the world.
According to the Fantana's website, they lived on Fantana Island and were accidentally discovered by an entertainment mogul named Sir Juan Carlos Martinez III after he fell off his yacht and was washed ashore on that island, seeing their work. He later talked with an advertising mogul, Paul Grubel, in a fictional New York City restaurant who brought them to the United States. They have a whole backstory to the Fantanas.
Did you write this backstory?
Somebody has too much
that's
time.
on their website for the Fantanas.
I love it.
Want a Fanta? Don't you want a Fanta? I remember seeing this in movie theaters and just walking out of the movie theater. Didn't even remember the movie I saw, but I remember the Fantana commercial.
It's like an eye cavity.
Yes.
So many colors.
So many candies.
So I'm going to go for a drink that I don't like, but a jingle that changed the world with a legend of music.
Oh, no. You
Want a
went there.
Fanta? Don't you want that one?
It's the third version of the Fantanas, actually.
yes.
So let me set the stage because I want to play the whole commercial because the jingle happens in the last half. But just imagine it's Congress and there are senators. They're grilling this person about what special ingredient is used in this. So I'll play it for you real quick.
For the last time, name the secret ingredient that gives Diet Pepsi an unfair advantage.
Oh.
What is it?
It's like this, baby.
You got the right one, baby.
You know it's because the taste says, baby.
Oh, baby.
You got the right one, baby.
You got the right one, baby.
Hey. Brought you. Do you like how there's like with these commercials since they're recorded off TV? There's always static
deleted from the other
and it's
one.
like after these messages.
We'll be right back.
So, you got the right one, baby. This one was launched in 1991. There were 11 commercials over 3 years with singer Ray Charles.
Yes.
This one changed the landscape. Diet Pepsi got really popular at this time. In fact, Pepsi was really trying to get popular.
Yeah.
Obviously competing with Coke. And so right
Just
after
for the
this,
taste of it, Diet Coke.
yeah, and so Diet Pepsi, which I don't think even exists anymore. Someone fact check me on that one.
Oh, it does. We
Your
do.
husband drinks it.
We
You
do.
drink it.
Yeah, it was a diet cherry Pepsi.
Does it still have in it? Because that's
Not-
the secret ingredient.
No.
Yeah,
That's
but
not legally in a court. They could not say that the ingredient was
he got away with it. He flipped the table and it became a piano, Joel.
You guys, I am so stressed though because I specifically didn't pick By the World of Coke because I thought someone else was going to bring it up.
Oh,
It's just
no.
because that wasn't my era.
But still, that when you said
That
the,
is
the
the
song that
jingle
changed the
for
world, I was
soda.
like, oh, he's totally doing it, and then you didn't.
No, it's you got the right one, baby. This one really sticks with me because it was also the Pepsi challenge back in the early 90s and it was associated with that. But you got the right one, baby.
Yep. So next up, we have favorite board game jingle.
Fun.
Board game jingle. There's a lot of board games out there. A lot of them want your attention. I've already sang this one at length on our former episode 288, Tabletop of the World.
All right, let's hear it.
But here it is, the actual singer doing it.
Mousetrap, I guarantee it's the craziest trap you'll ever see. The first to capture everyone else's mouse is the winner. Just turn the crank and snap the plank and put the marble right down the chute.
Now watch it roll. Hit the pole. Knock the ball. The rub-a-dub which hits the man. Into the pan. The trap is set. Here comes the net. You have this memorized? Yes.
I guarantee it's the craziest trap you'll ever see.
And I sang
knew
that.
you were a winner.
That was a little
From
Joey
Milton
Lawrence right
Bradley.
there singing that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. But I remember we'd quote unquote play Mousetrap, but I'd really just sing this song as I was setting it up and then do the
No,
Mousetrap.
you just set it up and then just make it all. Just set
Yeah,
it
no
off.
one really sets it up properly.
No, you set it up
No.
properly. You don't play the game where you have to do it
Nobody
one
sets
piece
it
at a
up to
time.
play it.
You set it up
You're
just
missing a
to
few
thing.
pieces.
Yeah. But then I'd be like, just turn the crank. It snaps the crank. And walk, the whole
You were that kid.
But honestly, this weird kind of ragtime, old-timey radio sound, I don't know why, but
It's
is
not
the
catchy,
board game.
but it's memorable.
But
like
it was almost like
the
a
way
challenge.
it's sung is memorable.
It was almost a challenge to see if you could sing that whole thing. But I remember Mousetrap. I guarantee it's the craziest trap you'll ever see. That's always been in my head. So that's why I chose that as my favorite board game jingle.
All right, it's one of my favorite, not quite a board game, but it is a game, and it's this.
Go for it, red. Go for it, black.
I knew you were going to pick this.
Off my back. Connect 4, got 3 in a row.
Yeah. Just total 90s attitude right here.
Yeah.
Too late, Joe.
I almost feel like I was watching an ad for Crossfire.
Oh, Crossfire is... If I could actually remember what that song sounds like, it's just like, Crossfire!
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's it, and a lot of electric guitars.
Yes.
Because that one is...
I almost picked that one.
I mean, we all wanted to, but I don't think any of us really remember how it goes. They just sing Crossfire a lot.
Yeah, but I remember that commercial was on all the time.
Yeah, but this one was written in 1992, and even when I play Connect 4, I still sing the song as I open the box.
You did, as we were setting up our shot for our board games.
Yeah, when you won by 5.
Yes. When I was playing Connect 5, you were playing Connect 4.
Yeah.
But yes, that was definitely one you sang multiple times.
Teri?
Yes. Well, I almost picked both of they're one of those. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, are those really board games?
There's a board and mousetrap.
There is a board and mousetrap. And then my daughter was like, do Connect 4? And I'm like, but it's not a board.
Kids cheating on all the categories.
Even still, I did not go fully board game on this. It's more of a game.
All right, so you chose.
Hungry, hungry hippos. Hungry, hungry hippos.
I have to say, I don't know the jingle.
Hungry, hungry hippos from Hasbro.
Wait, that is not. It's fun, fun, fun by the ton, ton, ton. It's Hungry, Hungry Hippos.
I don't know that one either.
Yeah.
You don't know that one?
Oh,
No.
there's a couple of different Hungry Hippo ones, but that's the one that I grew up listening to.
Yeah, Hungry, Hungry Hippos is a great
I remember
game.
the commercial I did. There's just kids screaming at each other and slapping the hippo.
That's really how it goes. And then Henry's head falls off.
Yeah. Or a marble gets stuck just into the mouth.
No, you try to put your finger in there, and your
Oh.
fingy gets caught in Homer's face.
Don't say
Did you
fingy.
know all the hippos' names, Ken?
They've changed over the years. I remember there was Homer, Henry,
Inky, Blinky, Winky. And
yeah. Do you have the list?
Okay, so Lizzie was the purple one.
Okay.
Henry was the orange. Homer was the green, and Harry was the yellow.
Okay.
And then later editions, they replaced the purple hippo with the pink one and named it Happy. But then the orange has also been changed to blue, but the name stayed the same.
Okay. The history of Hungry, Hungry Hippo. Save it for that episode.
But I do have to mention this because it's Baconsale. Hungry Hippos was mentioned in the My Little Pony, the movie, in 2017.
Yeah, it was.
What? Was it?
You remember
You
that?
guys saw it. You tell me.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We're all this together.
That doesn't say Hungry, Hungry Hippos?
No, that's a great song from the
Are
show.
they working together with the Hungry? I love how you have to say
it's a
Hungry,
reference.
Hungry
I'm pretty
Hippos.
sure Pinkie Pie makes the reference.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
That's clever.
Because it was also featured in The Simpsons, Mystery Science Theater 3000,
Yes.
the Donnie Darko episode, and in Space Force.
Wait, Donnie Darko? They did Donnie Darko?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That was in 2001.
I know the movie was, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Hungry, Hungry Hippos. It's really kind of fun.
That's not how it goes.
Right?
That's Mad World.
That's the same thing.
No.
All right. So our next category is the most annoying.
Yeah, we're sorry, listener.
This is, and I feel mean to pick some of these. In fact,
No, but some of them are annoying, objectively.
Okay, I'm curious what you chose because I feel like some people may like mine. This is one of 2 major jingles from this company, and it's this.
Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer wiener. That is what I'd really like to be. 'Cause
If you were an Oscar Mayer wiener, everyone would be in love with you.
Yeah. Have you not seen the Wienermobile as it drives around and everyone freaks out when they see it?
Was that the start of the bologna one?
No, it's a commercial with cartoon kids in it.
okay.
Yeah.
I say people only know how to spell bologna because of that commercial.
Yeah, I also hate that one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to choose this version because what does it mean if I only was an Oscar Mayer wiener?
It's like a pepper, but not.
No. Okay, let's look that up on
only
Urban
time
Dictionary.
we can say Oscar Mayer wiener without getting family friendly.
Because it's a brand name and a product.
But everyone would be in love with you. Who loves hot dogs?
I do. You don't love hot dogs?
No, I don't.
I ate them last night.
Are you in love with them?
No.
I'm.
But if I had a choice over a hamburger or a hot dog, I'll take a hot dog over a
You
hamburger.
would. So you're choosing the hot dog at the barbecue.
I still am mad at Costco for getting rid of the Polish dog because I loved that hot dog.
That's not the song, Joel. It's Oscar Mayer wiener.
Meh.
And it's not hot dog meat. It's basically bologna meat at the same time.
You got to buy the right ones.
Yeah. Heber National, they're all
So
beef.
this song was written by Richard Trentledge in September 1962. He also wrote jingles for McDonald's, V8, and the National Safety Council. So he wrote this song.
The National Safety Council. I bet that was a really good jingle.
Really fun. So Oscar Mayer actually sent out like an ad saying, hey, write us a jingle and we'll pay you a lot of money. So he wrote this one in one day, actually 1 hour, like that night. He sent it to them and he was like, what should I write about? And his son always said, and always kind of had this song, he wanted to be known as a dirt bike hot dog because in the 60s, being called a dirt bike hot dog was really cool. It's like you're a really cool kid if you're a dirt bike hot dog. And so that evolved to Oscar
Why would being
Mayer
really cool
Wiener.
be one of my band's name in college? I don't get
Yeah,
that.
I don't
We weren't
understand
that
either.
cool at all.
But yeah, with the royalties he's gained, millions and millions of dollars.
Do they still play that though?
It's more gone. My Baloney has a first name. Like that's the more memorable one, but this still gets traction somehow. So yeah, Oscar Mayer Wiener. What do you got, Terry?
The most annoying one. More annoying than yours, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to bet yes.
I want my baby back.
Whoa. Most annoying or most awesome? I forgot what category we're doing right now. Barbecue
I
sauce.
hate it so much. I hate it.
Oh, man. Terry, I was lamenting the fact that I could not fit this anywhere on my list because I like that one.
Why is that annoying?
Because it gets stuck in my head, and I've never eaten the baby back ribs at Chili's. It never made me want to go and buy them.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
In fact, the guy who wrote it has never even eaten them.
Yeah, because it's sacred to him.
He's had baby back ribs, but just not the ones from Chili's that he wrote the song for.
I'm offended. Awful choice,
Okay,
Terry.
I'm offended by both your choices because those are both good songs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bologna or baby back ribs? Which are you choosing at the
said
barbecue?
You chose hot dogs, not
Okay,
bologna.
same. Hot dogs or baby back ribs?
No, hot dogs. What?
Hot dogs.
Which are you choosing at the barbecue?
Hot dogs.
You choose hot dogs?
Am I buying?
Yes.
Wait, am I buying them?
Oh my
You're
gosh.
eating them.
You know how
Okay,
messy.
You're a guest. You brought chips.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know how messy you get eating those things? You don't
Ribs
eat
are
ribs
good.
on a date.
You get to lick your fingies.
And
that's a
Are you
second
gonna lick
treat.
your fingies
I'm
in front
having
of your
both.
date?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
I'm having both. It's the 4th of July. So, I'll have the ribs and the dog.
Okay. But
Guys, come on. Come on.
Okay, so in 2004, it was voted one of the top 10 songs that get stuck in your head. I also don't like it because it was in Austin Powers. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say the name of the character who sings it.
he
Oh,
is
yeah.
He's a fat.
a large,
Yeah.
illegitimate child.
Yes, large illegitimate child is what we call him here on Baconsale.
They paid $4,000 to put
Wait,
that
we
song
can't say
in Austin
fat here
Powers.
on Baconsale.
Who knows
No.
these days?
But yeah, they paid $4,000 to put that song in Austin
That's it?
Powers.
That's a steal.
That's it. It was $4,000 to put
I
it in
want my
there.
money back, money back, money back.
And it only went until 2006, and the world was happy because it wasn't being played anymore. But then they had to bring it back in 2009 for their 40th anniversary.
Yeah, they did. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Chili's.
That's a good one.
All right, Joel. Out annoying us.
Now, the funny thing is, I wanted to pick Low Book Sales just because they were...
Low book sales. Low book sales.
I basically vowed never to buy anything from that company because of their ads.
Yeah.
It's
abrasive.
sad but true. Sorry if they're sponsoring this show today. But I wanted to go a little more national on this one, and so I chose this one that is short, sweet, and awful.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Will we play it again?
No.
Oh, too late. I'm going to play it again.
Joel.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You know what?
I mean, it's a nice word. It's a nice sentiment.
I'd rather listen to that all night long than
Guys.
Baby Back.
Liberty Mutual is an American diversified global insurer and the third largest property and casualty insurer in the United States. It ranks 77th on the Fortune 100 list of largest corporations in the United States based on 2019 revenue. It employs over 45,000 people in more than 900 locations throughout the world. As of December 31st, 2020, Liberty Mutual Insurance had $145.377 billion in consolidated assets. And yet they couldn't come up with something better than their name 4 times in some sort of random note arrangement.
Maybe that's why they're so successful is because it's so catchy.
Well, I hate to say it, but you're right.
Is it true?
Because after it launched in 2018, this jingle became like there's this index out there, the audio logo index, which is kind of ranks like how things respond, like how memorable jingles and tunes are.
Okay.
And it shot up to the top because of its, quote, simplicity and stickiness. In the U.S., Liberty's jingle had the second highest brand identification rating after Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. And it was named the 6th most effective in the market overall. Farmers actually beat him out.
Okay.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. They actually had people get together in a room and brainstorm about what jingle they wanted to do, and they came up. Apparently, they had like a dozen tunes they came up with. This is the one they picked. Liberty, 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 liberty.
I think it was made up on accident.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, I don't know. This is one where every time I hear it, because the commercials, I don't mind Liberty Mutual's commercials. I actually like them with the ostrich. That always makes me laugh.
Baconsale, 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 Baconsale. See, that's good.
But at the end, it always does that, the jingle. And every time I just kind of cringe every time at the end.
Yeah.
Their commercials are good. Their jingle is bad.
Teri, you're starting us off with the next category.
Yep. Next category is the most enduring.
Aw.
And
being long lasting.
Long lasting. And it's, I'll just let Kent play my song and then we'll talk
All right,
about
let's hear it.
I don't wanna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us.
Now, this is the version of Donnie Darko.
There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I could play with. From bikes and trains.
Please tell me this is 8 minutes long. Because I want to hear the whole thing.
There's a longer version of it. I can give it to you.
Wow, that was Kent hit the high note there.
Oh, I love it. I just can't get enough of it.
What is this?
Toys R Us Kid.
But like, who did this? Like, who's singing the song here?
Okay,
is this actually from them, or is this like some fan that was lamenting the loss of?
This is like us with talent.
We don't need to go
tribute.
into all. Yeah, since Ken already covered all the Toys R Us with his category earlier. This is done by a guy named Chase Hallfielder, and what he does is he'll take popular songs and put them in minor key. That's what he does.
Okay.
He has like some of the most amazing songs.
Yeah, it's haunting.
He's done Disney songs, like Disney princess songs in the minor key. Go look him up.
Could he make Liberty good?
I don't know, because he did this. He turned the Star Spangled Banner into the minor key, and that's my favorite version of the Star Spangled Banner. It sounds so good.
All right.
And when Toys R Us closed in 2018, he made this version in honor.
This feels mean, Teri. This is most enduring. And you put down a bankrupt toy store.
I know.
That isn't around.
But at the same time, the jingle's
at the
still
same
around.
time,
around. Yeah.
And it to this day, it is one of the most enduring jingles in retail history.
Oh, that broke my heart.
That's a good pick. I mean, every time that brought up, it brings back waves of nostalgia. Yeah. It might be better than mine, but I'm going to say that mine's actually very strong because I do think that this is enduring. Maybe not because the jingle is still very much around, but people still reference it all the time. Are you ready?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that
Applesauce. What?
No.
So we talked about Kit Kats back on episode 29, Trick or Tear. One of my favorite candies. And this song, the Kit Kat slogan, is one that I think everyone knows. And like I just made the joke about the Office reference.
Yeah.
Where Andy, it's in episode, I have it here. The 9th episode of the 4th season of The Office, where Andy starts singing the song, and then he doesn't remember Kit Kat bar.
Yeah,
I
that's
find
the
that
joke.
so hard to believe, though, because that is one of the main things that comes out of this is Kit Kat bar.
I don't think you can buy a Kit Kat bar or see a Kit Kat bar and not sing this song in
And
your head.
how many times have you said something like, give me a break, and someone's like, give me a break, break me off a
I'm
key.
going to punch you in the face.
I just did that this afternoon to my daughter.
Yeah.
So
I think with so enduring because it ties to the product so well.
Yes, it ties to the product well. It does. It fits the product well, but also people reference it in everyday conversation.
Yep.
This was composed by Michael Levine. He was actually he worked as a songwriter. He provided this as a throwaway song because when you're an advertising agency, you want to present the idea you want them to do, and then just a throwaway one. It's like, oh, and this other one we have, you're not going to want that.
The ugly friend.
Yeah. And so he got the lyrics from the writer and said, here, use these lyrics. And then he wrote the tune while riding down an elevator. From like the 3rd floor to the 1st floor, he had the tune down. So he wrote the song. They had no budget, and so they just had the band sing along with him. And he sang the solo in the middle there. They did the vocals and music in one take, and they're like, there's the crappy throwaway thing that no one's going to want, and then they wanted it.
And it stuck.
They gave it to the client, and actually test audiences like that. And they tested so positively that they said, okay, we got to do this again. They ran it through another test, and it scored even higher. This was what the people wanted to hear.
Is this still going today?
I don't know. I was going to say they may still use it occasionally, but it's not like their main point. I haven't seen many Kit Kat commercials.
Yeah, that's true.
But since the 1986, this jingle has been in the heads and in the hearts of Americans all across the land.
In the hearts because it clogs.
And
your
I've heard
arteries.
that Hershey's actually had to build a new factory because of this commercial when it came out.
Wow.
Because they had to keep up with production. So
I love it.
There you go.
All right,
Kit Kat.
my choice.
1, 2.
No!
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, give me a break, Joel. You had to choose the right one.
I hate when I throw all these facts at you like, hey, Ken, you learned something
And
new?
I'm like, no, I know this. I have it written down right here.
Yeah.
In fact, what you forgot is Michael Levine. He actually is he's a composer, and he's co-composed many different scores, whether it's TV or on film, and is featured on Dunkirk and The Dark Knight.
Really?
Yeah. So very talented guy. Wrote some jingles as well. Really rich, probably more rich off of the jingles than anything else.
He said I watched a video of him and he was talking about how I've scored all these different shows. I think was it Law and Order? No, Cold Case or something.
Yeah, it's
like
Cold
that?
Case.
And then he said, but the one thing I'm known for is being the Kit Kat guy.
Yeah. And actually the University of Cincinnati ranked this as one of their top 10 worst offenders in a study of earworms. So because it's stuck.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Well, we agreed on that one. Most enduring. So next up we have most memorable phone number. And so there's a lot of ones we could choose from. I actually asked my wife this, and she said 867-5309. And I'm like, that's a song.
Jenny,
that's not
Jenny.
a jingle.
Yeah.
You're not selling Jenny. She's a person. Darn it.
Jenny Craig.
That's what, and then she said Jenny Craig, and I'm like, that's a weight loss
Jenny
program.
Craig's number?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Is it 801-867-5309? You never know.
There's
no.
a jingle for the Jenny Craig commercials.
Is there?
Yeah, there
anyway,
is.
But the number I picked was obviously 0119988119991197253. That's for all you IT crowd fans out there.
It's so good.
No, that's not the jingle I'm actually picking.
I want to know if we chose the same phone number.
Well, I think if you grew up in the Utah area.
Can I start off with the first note?
Yes.
It's so easy to rent to own. Call 5322002.
I've never used rent to own. I was a kid when this came out.
Did you understand how to rent furniture and why people would?
I couldn't figure out what the number meant because I'm like, wait, that's not the right. Like I didn't the 22002 for some reason all bled together.
Or if they were saying 002.
002. So I don't even think rent to own is around anymore.
It's not because I couldn't find a copy of this commercial.
Because it's a local commercial. They're much harder to find.
Right.
And then also it's now, I actually did look up the number and it's for a local rent-a-center. So I believe it's the same type of company. Rent-a-center is kind of a national chain and this is one of them.
But why would people do this? It's almost like, well, I know I don't have a lot of furniture in my place, but maybe if I had a party I had to throw like in a day.
No. It's rent to own, meaning it's basically installments of payments. So you get the couch and you pay like, $59.99
like,
a month.
I have a party and I need to have a TV for this party.
Oh, no, you're renting it to own it. Like it's basically you're getting it now and then paying for it in installments. That's what a rent-a-center is.
How is that different than just going to RC Willey's and buying it?
Yeah.
On a line of credit.
I mean,
well, this is
maybe
back
that's
in the
why
80s.
it's not
It was
really
crazy
around
time.
anymore.
It was 80s in the Utah.
Oh, if you don't have
In the
credit,
Utah.
I guess.
This was actually based, by the way, once again, not an original song. This
but
is
you thought
based
it
on-
was. I did.
No, my dad was a Linda Ronstadt fan. So this is obviously It's So Easy by Linda Ronstadt, which I have a clip
Or
of right
Buddy
now.
Holly.
I prefer this one.
Rent to own by telephone.
Yeah. So I enjoy that song so much. And Ken, I knew we were going to pick this, but the problem is this is so local.
You can't be raised here
This
and
is
not
so
know
local.
that.
Yeah, it's basically this and the Shane Company. If you live around
I'm
here,
Tom
you know
Shane.
those. I'm Tom Shane, rent to own, 5322002.
You want to bring your sweetheart and rent a couch for 2 days? You can do it.
Anyway.
Maybe one day you'll
So
own
Ken
it.
and I just matched, which means, Terry, you got to break this.
Yeah, please do.
877 cash now.
Yeah.
877 cash now.
Oh, I hate it so much.
I'm watching TV late at night. This comes on like 5 times every commercial
Everyone
break.
on the bus is a great singer. Everyone. Oh, I hate it so much. And thank you for only including a part of that clip because
Yes.
it's like a minute and a half commercial.
I had it narrowed way down.
Yeah.
It started in 2008, and there are so many different versions of it because
Yeah.
there's like rap version, there's a boy band, there's a punk style, there's like all these different versions of it. But
More national than ours, obviously.
Yes, uh-huh. And it's one of the most hated but most remembered commercials of all time.
And that is a national one. Like that's
Yeah.
ours is very much local. That's one that like
Yes.
people across the world hate.
Yes, I had coworkers upset with me
Impersonation.
because of this one. Because I was singing it and then they were singing it.
But singing it like you didn't want to sing it. It was just
Exactly.
And
in
is
your
that
head.
still around? Are people still calling that number 877 cash now?
Okay, I mentioned it because I was talking to coworkers and trying to get their input on it. A lot of my coworkers were very upset with me for having Jingles stuck in their head all week, which our listeners your listeners.
We apologize for the earworm.
But
Can you take a salve or something like drops for earworms?
Yeah, honestly.
Right. I actually had one of my supervisors come over and was like, Teri, I've had this stuck in my head all night. You had to mention that at the first of the night. Thank you.
So good. Our next category is for the jingle that won't leave your head. We talked about earworms a lot.
Yes.
But this is the one that has stuck with you. Not even the most enduring, not the most annoying, somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah, this is one you may not hate when it's in your head.
It's one where you're just walking around or going for a drive, and then all of a sudden this jumps in your head.
I want my baby back. Baby back ribs.
She's taking off her headphones.
Baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Oh, who knew the staff that night at Chili's would be that talented?
Yeah.
Someone just getting a spoon, hitting a glass. Oh, look, this guy's jumping in with the baritone and then
what
the
would
bass.
You do? Honestly, if you were in a restaurant and someone started tapping their glass and everyone started
You'd
singing.
You'd have to sing.
But
what part would you sing?
Barbecue sauce.
None of it.
You know who else would sing that song? NSYNC in 2002.
Yep.
They did a little version.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the original because...
No, but the box dropped on Joey.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, I'm not getting baby back ribs at Chili's. In fact, just to double down on what you said, the guy who wrote this, his name is actually Guy Bomarito. He wrote this in 1994. He hates this song.
Uh-huh.
He actually wishes he never wrote it. He said, when I wrote it, I thought maybe this will be around for 6 weeks, not 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
And he said...
30 maybe.
He said when Chili's came to him and said, write us a jingle, he kind of was like, this is kind of a weird project. I'm not going to bring this to my creative department. I'm going to write something on the fly. And he wrote this just as almost a jab to Chili's, and they accepted it and they loved it. And he says, I hope this isn't the only thing on my obituary. Isn't that funny?
It's going on his tombstone.
Totally. But yeah, I love this song, and it is the one that will never leave my head. All right, Teri.
1, 2,
Ha!
Another appearance by Kit Kat.
Yep.
Kit Kat's a third appearance.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you're like you said, you were singing this one today.
All the time. In fact, because I was giving my daughter a hard time after I picked her up from swim practice, and she's like, "Give me a break. I just swam like 3 miles." I'm like, "Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar."
I hate you, Mom.
Literally. But what you forgot to mention is that there was a version that was remade, shorter version that still could just give me a break instead of breaking me off a piece. It was just give me a break by Andrew WK.
Oh,
he did a Kit Kat commercial.
That's awesome.
You'll have to look it up. It's a great one. And question for you though: do you break them or do you take a bite out of all 4 at the same time?
What kind of heathen would take a bite at the same time?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, heathens in the room.
That's wrong. That's like eating string cheese. Just chomp, chomp, chomp.
No.
Oh, that's wrong. Teri, I think you're married to a
People taking a bite out of bubble tape instead of pulling off the strip.
What?
That's
okay.
Monsters.
This is not okay.
If it's 4, I will break them apart. But if it's just like the 2, like when you go trick or treating, I eat that whole thing at the same time.
That makes sense.
I can see that.
Because they're smaller and it's less of a journey. Right? The
Yes.
joy is in the journey, though. Split them and then bite them. Or go wafer
the slogan
by wafer.
literally is give me a break, not give me a big old bite of that 4-pronged thing.
Give me a bite of that 4-pronged thing.
It's not even prongs. I realized as soon as I said it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Is that what it says on the package? 4 delicious prongs of chocolate.
Prongs of chocolate. We should work in marketing.
Great choice.
Anyway.
We found a lot about your family today.
Yes, you did.
We did. Okay, this is the one that I hate to say it, but at any given time, if I'm staring off into space, this is the song that's going through my head.
Could be most annoying right here, too.
There was a skit in Divine Comedy where I just was reading someone's mind and they were saying this. So this is Meow Mix, the only brand that cats asked for by name. And I cut it off there.
Well done, yeah.
This was written by Shelley Palmer in 1970. He was an advertising, marketing, and technology consultant. So he basically just wanted to create a catchy jingle. I mean, he did it with one word. Like now here's the thing. Liberty just says that liberty, 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 liberty. So they say one thing.
Are they slurring at this point?
We
went to the bar.
That's how it was written.
Yeah.
But Meow Mix actually has a tune to it. In fact, my very brief time when I took piano lessons, I learned how to play this like the Big Notes Bradley kind of books, and they had the Meow Mix theme, and I learned how to play it on the piano, and it was actually fun to play. It's one of the reasons probably it's in my head so much. So this TV spot first aired in 1974, and basically they have a cat mouthing the words to this song, which they just took footage of animals and edited, looped it, and made it look like that. They made the video first, and then they said, showed it to the guy who's writing the music, and they said, put music to this.
Really?
And he wrote the jingle to it. And so they became the
really complicated. Yeah.
The actual meowing was performed by professional singer Linda November, who, in her course of 32 years as a jingle singer, sang approximately 22,000 jingles that were played on television and radio.
Got to get paid.
And in fact, in 1970s, it was estimated that 75% of jingles were sung by no more than 30 people. Like the same people were singing all these jingles, including Linda November, the, quote, jingle queen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a title.
And then they added, the smart thing about this is they did this jingle that was, nonsensical. It was a cat meowing.
Right.
And then they would put a bouncing ball with subtitles to kind of translate what they were saying. So they could change it to whatever new thing they wanted because, no one speaks cat. So there you go. The Meow Mix theme, I feel, is one that it gets stuck in my head, and I will be singing it the whole way home.
Does it drive you crazy? Are you okay with that?
I'm actually fine with it. Like I said, I played the piano.
I thought you were more of a dog person, but yeah, there you go.
Dogs and cats.
Yeah.
They're both great. So now we're on our last category. Terry?
All right. You know all the words, but you've never bought the product.
All right, let's see what you picked.
Part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Folgers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Short and sweet.
The fresh maker.
Maybe?
Yeah.
All right. So you've never bought this one.
Never bought Folgers.
But you know all the words.
I know every single word.
Yeah. This is this is like a legacy commercial right here.
Yes.
Because there's not just one. There's
No.
like a bunch of different versions.
Yeah. Well, and they started it in 1984, and they're still using it, obviously. The lady who wrote the tune to it, her name is Leslie Pearl. And she actually wrote it while swinging on a rope swing in her New York City apartment.
Really? Because it makes me think of waking up in my house on the ranch, basically. The sun's coming up. It's a little bit cloudy.
Ranch dressing.
That's a different commercial, but I can understand. Yeah, so she wrote it in New York.
Yeah, that was like her how she got her creative juices going and got her creativity out is she had this rope swing in her apartment.
Like we have all here recording in the studio.
Right.
We've been on rope swings this whole time.
Yeah.
We're very talented. So yeah. And then it's been sang by famous musicians like Randy Travis, Bonnie Tyler, Aretha Franklin, and Rockapella.
Oh, okay. Bury the lead right there.
She was leading up to it.
Great choice.
That is a great choice. So I never bought this, but I'll tell you what, I think the song's great.
Another town, another show.
Oh wait, is that Randy Travis?
It's not Rockapella.
No, because I'll tell you what, I love Randy Travis' voice first of all, but I think he's a great singer, and it felt like it gave Folgers Coffee some legitimacy when he started singing it in my mind.
Yeah,
but like in my mind, I could sing along with it's decaffeinated too. Not this version, but another version sang that. There's one with like river dancers. There's like another version with like a farmer going out to his farm. And every time, I feel like I'm talking over Randy. I feel
please don't.
Blasphemous. Hold on. We'll let him hit this last note
Is
by
this a
himself.
solo?
Oh, Randy.
I feel like Randy and I were just cuddling, and he's going to wake up early and make me some Folgers.
But yeah, so I mean, Terry, I had to pick the same one because this is one I don't drink coffee. And so to me, this was an ad that for some reason resonated with me though. And it was that kind of that homegrown, home felt.
It's classic.
It was the Christmas one when the sun comes
Peter
home.
Comes
right?
Home.
Yep.
1985, the ad from 1985, Peter Comes Home.
Peter Comes Home is the name to the commercial.
Don't you remember that? The guy comes home and his little sister's there, and then like...
Oh, hold on.
Like the little sister...
And then, I feel like I'm watching military come home videos right now.
And then they
crying.
start like brewing the coffee, and the parents wake up. The mom comes down the stairs, and she's like, Peter, and then she hugs him. Then they remade it in 2009. It was a little creepy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
totally,
watch the old one. But yeah, this is one where I feel like Folgers was also the one who did the we've switched the high brand coffee with Folgers crystals. Let's see how they react. Like that's them. And so I think their marketing department's doing a great job because even for non-coffee drinkers, this is a commercial that I remember. I remember the jingle. I remember the product.
And it's a slower jingle too.
Yeah, it's like one that builds. Like this is like a minute-long commercial.
It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. So thank you for making it classy because I'm about to make it a little bit tacky. I've never bought these, and I always wanted to.
Huggies?
The thing about a bonbon, it's almost always gone. Bonbons are bite-sized
Bonbons are right size, 20 ice cream bells in their chocolatey shells. The thing about a bonbon, they're almost always gone.
How have you never bought these?
How have you never bought bonbons?
You are a movie critic, and they are sold at movie theaters.
You literally...
They are not bonbons. They're Dreyer's Dibs now.
Okay.
Bonbons don't exist anymore.
You can literally walk into a store and buy these. There's no law against it, Kent.
Bonbons don't exist anymore.
Well, they don't now, but you can still buy like bonbons.
I can't buy 20 ice cream bells in their chocolatey shells.
You can. You can make them, for crying out loud.
You can make these?
Well, it's ice cream in a chocolate shell.
That's it?
Yes, that's what a bonbon
When
is.
I was 8 years old, I'm like, I want bonbons so bad. I mean, that's a very bombastic song. Definitely not Folgers.
Bombastic.
But my mom would never buy us treats like that. And I always wanted to. Even when I made my own money, I never went to the store when they were available.
Oh, we need to get you some bonbons,
Or
Kent.
they're called Dreyer's Dibs now.
But there's generic bonbons out there.
They don't call them bonbons.
All right, next time I'm
There's
coming,
gotta
I'm
be
bringing you
bonbons.
bonbons.
How many times have we said the word bon on the show?
They don't exist anymore.
Which is we said more
And
on the
it's
show.
not even
Bon
a
or
James
meow?
Bond show.
Yeah.
Bond. James Bond. Anyways, bonbons. For some reason, this is one of my most memorable commercial jingles when I was young, and I still crave them.
But you've never had them.
Never
you don't
had
even know
them.
what they
In
taste
fact,
like.
I think I'm going to be stubborn and never eat them just because I put
Just
them
so
in
you
this
can keep
category.
this.
Yeah, exactly. So
sense.
thank you for classing it up, and I'm going to add
Apparently,
bonbons.
a bonbon is just a term for a small chocolate confection with
Yeah.
something inside.
Yeah, but that's not what I mean. I
know
mean
you
20
mean
ice cream bells.
It says specifically in the United States, the phrase bonbon can also refer to the Hershey Company's trademark name of a frozen confection made from vanilla ice cream and covered in chocolate. That's all it is. Kent, when you've eaten those chocolate
so wait,
bars,
when I've got a Dairy Queen and they do the chocolate dip cone,
you can call that a bonbon.
that's not a bonbon. It's not a bell.
But you're getting the same exact texture and taste. I want to alleviate your mind that you didn't miss out, Kent. There's still hope.
Oh, but did they know there were 20
Please.
in every carton?
Listener,
what if there were 19?
Let Kent know where he can find these bonbon knockoffs, we'll call them.
Please buy me some dibs. I will take them.
Dibs on the dibs.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Those are our commercial jingles.
That's like 30 commercials we just got through. We hope we brought back some nostalgia for you and that you enjoyed your time listening. And then we want to know. We want to know which one of these got stuck in your head. Which one of these are you still singing at the end of the episode? Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Twitter. Because we want to hear from you about what jingles you know and love and hate.
Teri, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, thank
for
you.
inviting
For
me.
bringing us back into the 80s and 90s, sometimes 60s.
Yep.
You know? So, but before we go, if there's anyone you'd like to plug or anything you'd like to plug, any projects.
First, I want to thank my husband, Mike, and my daughter, Annika, for coming to support me.
Except for they eat Kit Kats just by the prong
And they
dare
eat
they?
oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yes, they do.
My husband, Lord Mike. That's why I'm a
yes,
lady.
he has a title.
Wow,
He has
Lord
a title.
Mike.
Yes.
He wanted me to say that his favorite commercial jingle was Flat Buns by Carl's Jr.
Oh,
Flat buns. They got flat buns.
And then I do have a podcast that me and my husband are on. It's called the Paranormal Peeps Podcast.
Yes, it is.
Where it's a paranormal one. Go.
And you can find that on Spotify.
You can find it at Spotify, Amazon.
Perfect.
And we actually talked a little bit more about it. Patreon.com. We just released a Peckin Bit last week where we talked a little more about what their show is and what it does. And it sounds very interesting.
Yeah. You can go and listen to our most recent episode where we talk about spending the night in a tuberculosis hospital in Idaho.
Ooh.
On purpose?
On purpose.
All right. Well, thank you, Terry. Appreciate having you.
And
finally.
Yes. Thank
Again.
you.
Yeah,
I was going to say
thank
thank you.
you.
Finally again. That's a good way to put
Thank
it. We hope you enjoyed yourself. And we'd also like to take a moment to thank our patrons, which includes Sweet Bottom Cakes, Jessica Drought, Sean Sanquist, Plot Twist Media, Lady Teri A. Findlay.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Just Plain Old Kyler, Jennifer Kielkowski, Glow Clin Daniel, Braden Winterton, Babs, Allison Gall, Alicia Bass, Adrian Gray, and Adamant and Rachel Crump. We'd also like to thank our Bacon Council, which includes The Shadow, Stephen Ross, Ryan and Marley Farron, our favorite couple, the Madsons, Nicole D. Kale, Go Knights Go, Mott's, I'm going to call him Mats, Chris Anderson, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, and Reverse Listener. Thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
We really do appreciate it. You help us keep doing what we're doing here in the Bacon Cave on these rope swings. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter, or you can find me pouring with Quickwits, who are now doing live shows on stage.
Starts this Saturday.
Yes, enjoy their summer of fun. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews, it's ShowtimeShowdown.com. But let me do Zach's part.
Yeah, who's appearing in a play at the Desert Star Playhouse.
Yes, he is. So you can see him for the next 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, doing a Newsies parody.
Oh, it goes all the way through August.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Through August.
Yeah, it goes through August.
It's going to be a little busy. Terry, we may need to have you back.
Just give me a call.
So you can support us financially at patreon.com/Baconsale. Support starts at just $3 a month.
Yeah, the price of a bonbon.
Is that
like you get
wait?
three
I could have got
bonbons.
bonbons for $3.
Well,
this
probably
whole
three
time?
for $3. I'm betting,
but not 20 ice cream bells and their chocolatey shells.
Probably not.
But yeah, you can get weekly Bacon Bits, and there's merch opportunities. You could be on a show as well.
Yes.
About Jingles.
Yeah. For more details, go to patreon.com/Baconsale to learn all about what it means to be a patron of Baconsale.
Mm-hmm.
Also, check out our store, tpublic.com/Baconsale, where we have a variety of merch. You can get stickers, you can get
mugs,
t-shirts, you can get mugs, you can get laptop cases. We have all sorts of designs there. We're going to be releasing some more soon as well.
Yes.
So keep an eye there. So until next time, we're Baconsale. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Which is the one where Michelle Rodriguez is killed?
4.
That's the one I like best.
4 of those songs are about cats. We have a filler for Zack this week because
I prefer to call her a guest.
Darth Maul's my man.
Do I have to email?
Yeah. No. Are you going to swear?
When have I sworn?
Yeah.
So don't lick it.
You can lick it.
You know that's going on the outro. You know by saying that's going on the outro.
Yeah, way to go, Terry. You got trapped. It's electronic music. They just reuse the same sample. There's an 8-year-old and an animated tiger.
He wouldn't dive into this lava pit.
Good. They're
great. Pizza! You're like, I'm running
I think it's like your war cry.
That would be my war cry.
I'm breaking the law, but Mentos.
By Menon.
Quiet
commercial.
Be quiet.
Wherever he went, he went.
Otherwise, it would kill you. So you're going for an older choice again.
Yeah, I'm old.
By the way, I'm like an ENFP or ENFJ, one of those two.
I'm like a yellow and blue.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
He flipped the table and it became a piano, Joel.
You guys,
who knew the staff that night at Chili's would be that talented?
No, heathens in the room.
That's like eating string cheese, just chomp, chomp, chomp.
No!
Oh, that's wrong.
Give me a big old bite of that 4-prong thing.
Give me a bite of that 4-prong thing. It's so easy to rent to own. Call 5322002.
I'm Tom Shane. Rent to own 5322002.
You want to bring your sweetheart and rent a couch for 2 days? You can do it.